Welcome back. Today, as part of my chess development, I'm going to work on some puzzles on chess.com, and if I get to the point where I'm tired of that and I still have some time left, I'm going to analyze my game on Lichess, but it might just be puzzles today. I still have yet to work out an exact schedule for this system, but I am proud of myself that I've been keeping at it and not just having fun, but trying to get better at chess. It looks like here I just have checkmate right there, right? They're not guarding that square and I'm not in check and my bishop is guarding it. Wow, I'm surprised that one was rated so high. That seemed fairly obvious, but maybe I'm getting better at these. It does have about a 52% pass rate, and it is not themed. Let's add mate in one and keep going. And here, also, this is mate in one, is it not? Okay, I had 20 points. Can you get 20 points for a puzzle? If that's happened before, I don't remember it. I was getting 16, and I think once I got 17, and I was surprised by that. But this has a really high pass rate and a pending rating. Okay, mate in one. I'm pretty sure the rating on that will end up being fairly low. And I'm pretty sure here in a second, I'm going to get a puzzle that's either an end game where you have to decide which pawn to push, or there's going to be a bunch of pieces stuck in the middle of the board, and I have to decide which one to take. And those are the difficult ones for me. Oh, wow. I'm a prophet. Look at that. This one actually shouldn't be that hard, right? Because I've only got a king and two pawns. If I push this pawn, they're just going to take it. If I push this pawn, I think, and they push that one, then I think I win. And of course, when I promote, they'd be in check. Unless they take some time to move their king, like taking this pawn or moving it, well, not there, but moving it out of the way, then that gives me, I mean, that seems obvious, right? Also, moving my king doesn't help because then they're ahead on the pawn race. Blah, blah, blah. I am having trouble saying the correct words, but it's got to be pushing F4. Nothing else makes sense. So let's just play F4. Okay, then it has to be pushing this because instead of pushing their pawn, they took that. But now they're not going to be in check when I promote. So I assume when I move to F5, they're going to play this one, right? Because that's the one that would end up putting me in check when it promotes. But then I would move forward, they would move forward, I would move forward, they would move forward. I would promote, they would get here, and then I can check them, and I suppose win that pawn. So it has to be pushing the pawn. Oh, they pushed the other pawn. Okay. And it has to keep going. Nothing else makes sense. Wait, it ended there? Is it going to say that I have two choices on the next turn? Surely on the next turn there was only one really good choice. I'm curious as to why it stopped there. Oh, somebody wants to be friends. It just popped up at the bottom. I'm pretty sure I had already accepted their friend request, but there you go, man. Okay, we got all the way to here, and it said that was great. Now, it looks like it doesn't matter what they do, but let's say they keep pushing their pawn. I've only got one move, so the puzzle should have kept going. And let's say they had done the other move, which is king to d3. Oh, now I have a bunch of moves. Really? I can just play king to d5, and I still have a mating sequence. All right. Well, then in the puzzle, they should have played this, and then I only have one move, so I would have promoted to a queen. Now they have a bunch of moves, but let's say they played the best one. Okay, then I would have had two moves. But yeah, if it went as far as it did, it should have gone all the way to promotion. That's just my opinion, but next puzzle. I am recording, right? Oh, good. I worried about that for a second. Okay, I'm playing with the black pieces. I mean, that's not mate, but it's close, right? It only leaves them two legal moves. If they go there, then I have mate on h2. If I check here and they come around, then I go there, and that's not mate because they get out this way. I think it has to be taking with my queen. Oh, okay, and they went where I thought they would. So now the question is, should I push for promotion or should I check again? Because I mean, I can check again down here, but that seems foolhardy. And I can check again down here, but then they'll take my pawn. And if I advance the pawn now, they can take it with their queen. So I think I have to check here first to drive the king out and then push the pawn. Or maybe I'll see something else at that point. Like, let's see, what else do I have before I get too excited? Again, I do have two other checks besides h2, but both of those look bad. f1, they take my pawn, and f5, they take my queen. Do I have any captures? I have this capture here, but they would take my queen. I can promote the pawn, but they take the pawn. I mean, not promote it, but you know what I'm saying, push it. I guess I could move my king forward so that this would be mate. But if I move my king forward, then they can check me. So it's probably checking then. Oh, it's still going. Okay, now I can push the pawn and they can't take it. I mean, they can, but you know what I'm saying. They'll lose their queen for it. If I check down here, they can just take my pawn, and then what do I have? I'm going to push the pawn, and oh, I hope that's not bad. Wait, they just gave up the queen for it? The theme was passed pawns. Oh, if I had known that, that would have made some of my decisions much easier. I didn't realize until late that the whole point of that puzzle was to try to advance that pawn. I guess they couldn't stop it? I'm curious as to whether that was their best move. After I pushed the pawn here, after I pushed the pawn here, that was their best move. Anything else would have resulted in a mate in 4 or faster. Okay. Wait, they didn't have any checks on me. And I guess they couldn't get a piece in position to guard the promotion square because their own pawn was in the way. So that was their best move. And of course I had to take back. Well, now they have one move. I'm guessing I have multiple moves after that. Their best move is king to f. Oh, wait. Oh, they only have 2 legal moves. King to h4 results in mate immediately. And king to f4, I suppose that leaves me with multiple options? Yeah. Okay. That's why the puzzle didn't keep going. All right. I just had to know if them taking that pawn was the best move. Okay, let's do another one. That one was difficult, and it was rated 1594. Okay, and this is the other one that I was talking about, the kind that I was about to get eventually. There's a bunch of pieces blocking everything up. I think what I have to do is take here with this bishop on h2, because I don't think this is a material gaining puzzle. I think this is a mating puzzle as well, because they only have 2 choices when I take with check on h2. Sorry, h7. Again, I got the black and the white sides mixed up. They'll only have 2 choices then. One will be to take with the knight, in which case this is mate. The other choice, once I take here, will be to move out of check, in which case I would put the bishop back there, and that's check from the queen, and their only legal move, if they block with the knight, I take it and it's mate. If they take the bishop, I go all the way to the end and that's mate. I think that's what I have to do here. Oh, and it stopped. I can't suggest a theme since it stopped. Again, I'm going to go to the analysis board because I think there was a, oh yeah, it was even until they played that because they should have played something else. They had to play h6 here to stay even or g6 to block my bishop from getting there. When they played this, I only had 1 move and it says mate in 4. Okay, now I said they had 2 choices. One is clearly better and that's this. Oh, and it says my best move is here. See, I thought, oh, I was wrong. I thought this would have been my best move. Wait, go back. Bishop to g7 check isn't even listed, but they're all mates in 3s. Okay, see, I didn't realize that this also would be a mate in 3. And their best move would be to put the knight over here. Wow. But yeah, okay, so I was right that this would have also been a mate, but their best move is to go here, which forces me to check again, and then they have to take the bishop, and then either one of these is mate in 1. Okay. That's what I thought, but I didn't realize that there were a bunch of other possibilities, and apparently there were. Okay, I'm doing well. That one was only rated 1276, so it's giving me some puzzles from above my current rating and below at the same time. Next. Okay, we have another one with a bunch of pawns. I'm playing with the white pieces. Okay, if I promote, they'll take it. Wait, is it putting my rook here? That would be tricky, and I would probably try that in a game, but I don't know if it's good. Let me think about that. What would they play if I put my rook on g6? Because that pins their rook, so they can't take my pawn. And if they take my rook, I promote with a fork and I win their rook. Okay, so what would they play? They can't take the pawn legally. They can take my rook, but that results in me queening with a fork and getting rid of their rook. I guess they could move the king like this, but in that case, I just take their rook. And if they take my rook, I promote. And they can't take the pawn. Wow, I bet that's it. Oh, I hope that's it. I'm going to play it. Oh, wow, it took me a while, so I only got 6 points. But again, I'm curious as to what they should have played after that. I have to know. Yeah, they definitely shouldn't have taken that pawn, moved up by the pawn, but they did, which allows this, and they have a bunch of choices, all of which result in a mating sequence. It says king to d5 would have been best. That's weird, because I certainly would have taken the rook, and then they would have played b2, and instead of me promoting, I would come after their pawn. Interesting. I wonder if that's an only move here. Taking the rook has to be the only move. Okay, see, it should have moved at least 1 further. Let me do this. And I was right. They wouldn't go here. They would take the rook. It's their best move, and then I would promote, right? Yeah, that's also an only move, although promoting to a rook would be almost as good, it says. Not almost as good, but, you know, it would be a check, and then I would go win some pieces. But yeah, it should have gone on and let me promote here. Well, I feel pretty good about this, and I'm kind of surprised that I saw that. Okay, next. Oh, what? They took something here. I didn't have a chance to see what it was, but isn't this checkmate? This is a mate in 1 puzzle? Because they can't block that, can they? And they can't get out. Wow, it gave me a mate in 1. And the theme was passed pawns. Oh my goodness, chess.com. Come on. Yes, there are 3 passed pawns. Everybody can see that. But that's not the theme of the puzzle. No thanks. The theme is mate in 1. Oh my goodness. That one has a pretty high pass rate as well. It's almost 70%, and it's only rated 1200. Next. Okay. I have a rook and a queen down here, but they're a piece ahead. So it is either about winning that piece or checkmating, right? And it's probably not about winning that piece, because even if I can win that piece, I'm still down a pawn. And my opponent does have 2 passed pawns here that are on their way. So, even if there was some sort of fork, which I don't think that there is, where I could pick up this piece, I'm still in trouble. Well, let's see. I do have a check. Oh, this is a mate in 2. Because when I check, my rook's cutting these squares off, so they'll only have 2 options, and then this is mate. And again, it stopped. Alrighty then. Next puzzle. Okay, they have blocked the check with the rook. I could check again. And I think, let's see, make sure their queen's not guarding that square. No, queens don't actually move that way. That would be sneaky if they could. But I think that I have to check here, and their only legal move is to block with the rook. And then I check here with the bishop, and then they have to block with the knight. Well, maybe that's not it then, because they will be able to block with the knight once the rook's out of the way. Okay. Is there something else? Let's see. What if I just take it? No, because then they can take with the knight, and I don't have another check. Now, if I took it and they took with the the king, I would have another check, but then who knows what they would do. And yeah, I would have another check after that, so I don't think it's taking with the queen. I think it's checking on g1, but the problem is what happens when they move here? That's the question. Should I check first or put the bishop here? Putting the bishop there is not forcing, despite it being a threat. Okay, they can't check me here because of my knight, and they can't check me here because of my rook. Oh, wow. I don't know. I really want to play the check first, but I'm afraid that's wrong. So I'm going to play the bishop first, and that might be wrong. And if so, I'm going to lose some points, and we'll find out why. Oh, I can't move it because it's pinned. Oh, that's embarrassing. I have the little banner here that says, how embarrassing. Well, then it has to be the check. It was the check. All right. Okay. Well, then is it checking with this bishop? Because again, they're going to block with the knight, and I still can't move the bishop, the dark squared one, right? Now that I know that it's pinned. Yeah, see, I should have missed this puzzle, but it wouldn't let me move it. The way that the site is set up, it won't let you move a piece illegally. So when I tried to move the bishop, it wouldn't move, and then I realized it was pinned, but I should have lost the points for that, because that's what I had decided on, and I tried to do it. So just to be fair and a good sport, I should have lost this puzzle. But now I don't see anything to do other than check with the bishop, which they can block with the knight, and then I don't know what to do other than take the knight. I'm going to check with the light squared bishop. Okay. Well, I'm only going to get 5 points for this one, even if I solve it, which is fair. Again, like I said, I already missed the puzzle. What do I play? If I take the knight, they're forced out with the king, and then I check here and they can't go back. So they have to go to one of these 2 squares. I have no idea. I'm going to take the knight. Oh, it's still going. Oh, no. Okay, well, I had already determined that I should probably go here to keep the king from going back in, because they won't be able to block, right? My queen's cutting off all of these, and so the king would have 4 choices if I check there. But maybe right now I should take advantage of the fact that the rook is not pinning my bishop anymore. No, because I don't have a check here. Oh, I have a check with the knight, which forces the king to abandon the rook. No, it can go back down there. But if it goes back down there, then I can check here, and then they would block with the... I'm going to check with the knight. Oh, wow, and it's still going. Oh, my goodness. Okay, well, the knight's defended. They can't take it. I should take the rook now? Is that it? No, because then the knight won't be defended anymore. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. I'm going to take the rook. How many moves was that? Oh, and I still got 7 points for it. Oh, my... I did not think I would get 7 points. The pass rate's 50%. I'm surprised by that. How many moves was that? I have to know. It seemed like a lot. It was only 5. I've had puzzles much longer than that. But yeah, after this, queen to g1 was the only move, but it wasn't a huge advantage. Like there was no mating sequence, which is what I kept looking for. They had to block only legal move. Okay, and the only move that maintained my advantage was checking with the light squared bishop, which forced them only legal move to block with the knight. Okay, and my only move that maintained the advantage was taking the knight, which forced them to take. And my only move that maintained the advantage was checking with the knight. Oh, and if they had gone back in there, it would have been mate in 2. because I would have checked up here and they would have, like I said, they had to block with the rook and that would have been mate, but they didn't have to go in there. That's where I went wrong, is they came out here to keep it at -3. And the only move that maintained my advantage that's not a blunder is taking the rook. Because I can't keep defending this. Oh no, it's because they have mate. Yeah, my second best move is coming back here, which continues to defend the knight and defends against mate. And my third best move is to go here, which defends this but gives up the knight, which they would take. Okay, wow. I didn't even see those until just now. So yeah, their next move, they're going to take that knight, probably. It's their best move. Then what do? I get my bishop out this way to check. And they have multiple moves, king to c4, king to d3. It says if they played king to d3, I would slide over and check, but I was actually thinking of checking with my rook at that point. Let's see if that's one of the moves. Rook to d8 check is one of the moves, but queen to f1's better. But this is what I would have played, and their best move would be to take it, by far. Oh, that surprises me. And then when I take with my king or bishop, it doesn't really matter. Now what do? Well, I'm glad I got that right, but man, I think every single move of that puzzle, I just was not sure. And I almost said that I got lucky, but I'm usually not a very lucky person, like rolling the dice. And if I need a 6, I'm going to get a 6 like 1 out of 50 times. You know, that's the kind of luck that I have. So I don't think that it was luck. I think maybe I've just been absorbing enough chess that those moves seemed more reasonable to me. I really don't have time for one more puzzle, but I'm so close to 1500 that I'm going to play one more puzzle because I want to have a milestone in this video. So next. Oh, this one looks hard. It does look hard. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Wait, no. We evaluate our checks first, right? I have 3 checks across here. All of those are bad because they can take. Yeah, no matter which one of those I check on, they'll take my queen. I am about to lose a bishop, so I'm keeping that in mind, but I have a check back here, and that only leaves them 2 legal moves. They can block with the rook, in which case this is not yet mate because they have to block with the queen because the rook would be pinned. No, they wouldn't. Wait, if I checked here and they blocked with the rook, and I checked down there on the back rank, they could just move their king up, and if I checked again, they could block again with the rook, but then I would move the rook back here, my rook back here, and they would be in check and have to go down. I don't know. Okay, but I think that's, wait, is that? Yeah, because I can't get to these 2 squares. Okay, so h4 is my only check that's not immediately losing a queen. And incidentally, it also hits this pawn. But I don't see a way out because they also don't have to block with the rook. They could move the king up. And in that case, I would play here. And if they blocked with the rook, then that would be mate. But I think whichever way it goes, right? They can block with the rook or move the king. And if they block with the rook first and then I check back here, they can move the king. And if they move the king first and I check here, then they wouldn't move the rook. Then they would, okay, so see that one they wouldn't move the rook because that would be mate. So they wouldn't move the king up there. Okay, so when I check here, they're going to move the rook up. At that point, I'm pretty sure that my best move is to check down here, but then they move their king up and then I'm not sure what to do, but we'll start here. Okay, oh, please let me get 1500. I'm like 4 minutes over now. I'm sure it has to be this, but what do I play after they come up? Do I check again this way or here? Oh, wow. It's probably going to hinge on that. Or I could check down there now, but then they'll block with the rook. So I'm going to check with the rook on g8. Oh, they blocked with the queen. Why didn't they just move the king? Okay, well, I'm pretty sure I just take the queen, right? Oh, and it stopped. Okay, and they were going to take here, and then I guess I would take this pawn. Oh, and that one has a 68% pass rate. I was unsure of those moves too. And again, I'm curious, was it their best move to take with the queen? Right, I mean, to block with the queen after I checked down here? It was their best move to block with the queen, okay? And then after I took, they can't take with the rook, so they're going to take with the king, and then I would take the pawn. Okay, that's what I was wondering about, because my queen's protecting it, so I don't think they'll take back. Okay, so I take here. Best move is c5, or king to d8, which repins the rook. Okay, so if they played king to d8, my best move is to check again, and of course, oh, now they're not going to block with the rook. Now they're going to get out of the way. But then I can check with the bishop or the queen. Either one of those are my 2 best moves. Okay, so I check here and then they come out. And then what? I take that bishop down there. And it can't decide what their best move is. It's thinking about king to b6. Then what? Oh, I give up my bishop and come to h4. No, h4's down here. Oh, aiming at the rook. Okay, so they wouldn't take the bishop. But they probably would move the rook down here, right? No, they would move their rook to here. Okay, and then I would check over here, queen to b4, and they have multiple legal moves, including blocking with the rook. Blocking with the rook has settled at the top. Okay. Then I would play queen to g4. Okay. How am I winning? Come on. Come on, Stockfish. How do I win here? They're going to go back to e5, and queen to b4 check is my best move. Let's just go ahead and wager on that they're going to block with the rook again. Unsurprisingly, yes, they're going to block with the rook again. Is it going to say that queen to g5 is my best move? I mean, g4? It is. So I wasn't winning. It's a draw. Okay, well, what if I didn't play that? What if I played my next best move, which is queen to d4 check? Are they going to block with the rook? Yes. And it says to go back, but I'm not going to go back because they're going to block with the rook, and that would be a threefold repetition. So I can't go back. My next best move is b4. Okay, the rook is pinned. So now they're going to take this bishop, and I'm going to get this rook with check. No, I'm going to play king to c1. No, I'm not. I'm going to take this rook. They're going to take back. I'm going to check here. They're going to block with the knight. And then I'm going to check here. Aren't they going to block with the knight again? Oh, but now the knight's pinned. Okay. Yeah, you can't win this game if you play Stockfish's top recommendations. Its top recommendations were to repeat moves, repeat positions. But there were other moves that were close enough that you could have won this game, but I probably wouldn't have. Okay, but I am happy that I got the puzzle. I broke 1500, and no, I do not have time to analyze my Lichess Rapid game, which is fine. I still need to do it, but I am going to try to maybe skip days with it from here on out. Thank you for spending your time here, and I'll see you next time.